Well, we're getting straight into things here, and I think that's a really big result here for Nessie as well. I just want to take a second to kind of solidify how important that win was for them. You know, Nessie, they won a tournament back in the Summer Series, online tournament number 4. They came second in the PGL Showdown. They've been a consistent top 3 performer, Dan, but I think a major really would solidify them. Like I mentioned in the last game, as one of the best in the EMEA region. Winning a game like that, I think, in this lobby, in the biggest stage of them all, it changes the mentality of a team. It shows you that you can do it, you can cross that threshold, and you can be a playoff champ.
Oh yeah, I mean, they jumped up 8 places by getting that victory. It pushed them from a bottom 10 team to a top 7 team now. So they'll certainly be looking at the rest of the lobby saying, all right, well, we can achieve these victories. We know in match point format now we've got that victory. So there's no reason why they can't actually get the tournament win. They just need to make sure they get threshold first. Keep playing aggressive, keep looking for that KP, try and get some big games now so you can climb up those leaderboards. As yet again, Solo Q Goats and Flying Camels are having their, well, familiar scuffle. It's what, 2-1 to the Camels at the moment?
It's 2-1 to the Camels, but the Goats have answered back. It's a battle of the animals, and at the moment, it is the Camels who have the advantage. But do they have the staying power, though? Because Solo Q Goats, after their performance in the last game, will certainly be filled with confidence, but it looks like here that holding down the eastern side of Skyhook have decided to get involved, and the Solo Q Goats, unfortunately, kind of the meat in the sandwich here.
Fragment East is going to be the circle, slightly towards Geyser as well. So it is going to be on the eastern side, good for those teams dropping on that side of the map. Overlook, of course, being one of them. North will be licking their lips, as that's where they've been landing. I mean, I heard some questionable things said by Fallout, saying he doesn't think North have been playing so well. Doesn't takes. I'm sure they'll want to correct that and answer back. And of course, I know he says it in jest, but North have not been maybe the team that we expected to see, if I'm honest, Mark. After how well they have performed in several tournaments this season.
I mean, the thing that's interesting for me for North, you look at one of the stats that I've just seen at North, I think are the only team in the top 10 that has more than 50% of their points through kills. So they're winning their fights a lot of the time. It just seems like at the end game they're struggling a little bit, and they've had some pretty good circles in these first 4 games for them to try and access. You know, the first one by Epicenter, second one in Fragment. Obviously they had a little bit of a more distance to travel in that last game that we just saw. But again, another circle that really favors them here. So I just wonder if they've got to work on that end-game communication a little bit more. We saw it in that last game where, you know, they made a fantastic push, but then forgot to just watch their backs. A simple decision to be made, a simple thing that you would think at this level a team should do, make sure that their backs are clear. But they got flanked, and they got caught out, and that's kind of un-North-like, in my opinion. Usually they're such a good team for their comms, for their communication, and how they manage to relay all of the information. So North, there's good signs for them in their team fighting. Endgame, need to work on that a little bit.
Yeah, they're leading the lobby in terms of how much damage they've put out, ahead of even New Esports, who currently have the most points, who have the most kills. So you're completely right. They're doing the correct things in fights. Just want to see something else endgame, and I wonder whether that might be a composition thing. I wonder whether we'll see more composition changes as the tournament goes on. ATK under a little bit of pressure here. Shots raining down from above, so the crypto drone will go out, get that information, and get the scan, get the EMP off. Just push them away to try and survive.
Yeah, ATK doing a good job here, just managing to reset this fight, find themselves in a position to pop those meds, but the grenades are going to be coming in, and I wonder if it is actually North, who are the team in front of them. The Thermite's going to be burning through the armor, chewing through it. Like some of those bags of sweets that we saw just a few moments ago. We're actually going to jump into the listening here for this fight. Let's see how ATK close this one out.
Pushing it down.
Crack 2.
Oh, they're gonna fight each other?
They're fighting.
Yeah, just keep on.
No, this is them. How did they get in front of us?
It's not, it's 2 different teams.
Why are they like this?
On top of me.
My god, what are they doing? Oh. just chase us endlessly. It's them again. They got in front of us.
I mean, some amazing shots coming in there, Dan, but unfortunately it was Third Impact who came in to wipe them out of game at number 4 here. So Third Impact, some good kill points on the board for them. You can see in the kill feed as well, the Cites De France once again lighting things up.
Yeah, I mean, ATK starting with 10 points, so they do find themselves at the moment on 29, but of course without those 10 points they would be a little bit lower down in the leaderboards. A real struggle for them in that particular game, though. The fight was looking somewhat promising, but Third Impact, look at the armor they've been able to achieve. 3 purples now at this point, and they can look towards moving across the map when needs be. But that is a big shame for ATK, and they'll just have to look to go next because they weren't able to pick up any placement points. I'm not sure they even picked up any KP, so they will still be on 29, which will see them fall down in the leaderboards ever so slightly. Teams with a chance to leapfrog them. But it is New Esports and Cites De France we need to be focusing on throughout this game. 7 points needed for New Esports, 8 needed for Cites De France, 20 needed for Underrated, and 20 needed for Alliance. So that's not out of the realms of possibility as well.
Well, those teams that we're going to be following right now, Alliance, making their way through Harvester. This is, like I mentioned previously, one of those awkward rotations sometimes you have to make. There's so many nooks and crannies and different height and changes of elevation that teams can be waiting in. Plus, you have to move through this choke that's in front of them right now, just to the north of where they're currently situated and just to the south of Fragment. So they're going to make their way up there. It looks like it's free for now, but Solo Q Goats in a little bit of bother here. You can see that Diff's been taken down, and Zipper's going to move in to try and get the banner, but unfortunately, that's going to leave Shiv on his own now. The Cites De France trying to chase down the Bangalore. The smoke screen, though, might allow him to get away.
The smoke screen doing some crazy stuff as always. It's always nice to see the Bang involved, but the Cites De France, team in second place, doing the damage. Shiv desperately trying to escape just to try and pick up some KP. Sorry, some placement points for the Solo Q Goats. It is a circle that could head towards Geyser if it pulls very heavily south. A circle that we have seen Alliance find success with throughout the season. But at the moment, it's just a matter of trying to find somewhere to hold within that circle. And also being well aware of who's coming from what direction. Putting shots down is Nessie. Our previous winners are down to just 2. We've seen Graceful in this situation before, though, where he's been picked up and then done some miraculous things to stay alive with the rest of the squad. But for now, it's down to Madiel on JMW and make that just JMW with the shots. But they will fall, and from heroes to zeros, that's how quickly things can change in the ALGS.
Yeah, Ziki becomes kill leader as well off the back of that. TI having a great performance here in game number 4. A great start, I should say, as they've managed to pretty much wipe 2 teams out of the lobby. Alliance now set up in this choke that I was talking about. They have rotational options should they be able to hold this down. Plus, they're doing what they love to do as well. They're going to be able to hold out any teams rotating from the south, using this height to their advantage. And also, these hollows as well, just letting people know that they are holding down this choke. Showing presence is what Alliance love to do.
And when we saw Alliance win at a circle like this as well, they played Edge for quite some time and they moved in late. And they are a team that can do it either way. They can move early, they can hold position, or they can move in late and they can play Edge. They're very successful in their 3v3 fights in general. As we get our Shiv check-in, he's respawning the Solo Q Goats deep into the circle. And they're going to be taking quite a chunk of damage. How much meds has Shiv got in his back pocket?
Well, it's going to be a salvage job for Shiv and the Solo Q Goats. Dead inside, though. They're in a position that I would want to be holding right now. The little no-name buildings outside in this settlement. Respawn town. Just to the east of Fragment East. This is where potentially this could be ending up. They don't have a defensive character as far as someone like a Corsic or a Watson who can hold this building down. They've also lost a couple of doors, and there's a few windows that they can be shot through. Example there coming in from Mandy as well. Speaking of North, they need a big game here. I want to see how their energy is, how the adrenaline is flowing through this trio. Let's jump into the listening and find out.
Can't do that at all.
We should go.
Take that or yeah.
Come. Go now.
No, there's people here,
Right
there's people
here.
here.
Go back,
people
go back.
They just came.
36 on one guy. I have a bat if you want, Sajin.
No, I use one more cell. It's okay.
Go ahead.
I have a Phoenix, I can give you all this. Alright, we can get to the house. We just hold the house and then else we can do.
I want to stick one of those guys. I have 3
I have
arcs,
2
guys.
arcs. I have 2 arcs and 2 normal nades. The only problem is that I have like 24 heavy, 23 heavy.
Yeah, here take 20. I have
Anything.
1 Phoenix, 1 battery.
I have 1 Phoenix, 1 Syringe, and I have a Mastiff Grey Bolt. What guns do you got, Mande?
Scout Massive.
What bolt?
Purple.
Okay, good. You, Tashiji, what are your guns?
Massive Purple Bolt and Hemlock.
How, dude, can you scan this?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just standing there. They're playing Pathfinder and Wraith.
Dude, that was such an unlucky kidnap. He ported at the same time I ported. And then when I popped my port, he took me into his. It was just the unluckiest shit that ever happened in my life. And I got beamed so fucking hard, man.
Do you guys have 1 cell or no?
I have 0. I have one Phoenix,
Yeah.
that's it.
Dude, I want to fucking... This guy's so bad. They got no... One got the cracked, I mean. I have three Arc Stars and a Thermite, dude.
So an example of some of the comms going down there from North seem pretty composed, to be honest with you, just talking through the armor, the weaponry, what nades they've got down. And the important thing here for North, they've got in a good position here in the circle, and they all have Mastiffs as well, so they're going to be a difficult team to push.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the circle finishes we've seen throughout this season, just to see if there's any sort of pattern I can try and find, even though no, it doesn't exist. We've seen some no-name finishes, which is exactly where we currently see North reside, as currently Hacky's taking some bullets. Alliance in a little spot of bother here. Badoli and Vifes need to go massive to try and save Hacky's hit. But he is going to be going down. They have to recover the banner, and all the bombardments are coming through. Doesn't even get Beast of the Hunt off at this point, and it looks like this might be all she wrote for Alliance, fighting for their lives in the red zone. Some damage from Vifes. It's not enough. Alliance will fall in 16th.
The MMK going to be the team who do the damage as well. Trying to get those meds off as well to stop that third party coming in. And the beauty of it is they got that caustic as well. Throw those barrels out. Pop them if that team tries to push. Give yourself that space and hold off that third party. HLDC. They have lost Zerties in this fight as well, but they do have the caustic as well. And the ult will go down to buy them a little bit of time. They back up. However, the team's going to push through. They want to get aggressive on this in the bubble.
Nades come through though, just to try and counteract it, and the gas is there, but here comes Uzik. He manages to get big shots with the Mastiff, and underrated, they march on in, and they will take out HLDC. As I said earlier, underrated 20 points away from that match point threshold. A victory and 8 kills would be enough, and they have already found 1 victory today, but still a long way to go. Now, I'm wondering where their circle is going to pull in the next minute, because they're on the edge of Geyser at the moment, of course. The northern side of Geyser, the building that we have seen finishes before, is still within that circle. If it's a heavy, heavy shift, it could be down towards there. But I think most people are banking on it being just north of Geyser, and you can see there, by that no-name location, north of the vault area, just east of Fragment. There's a lot of open ground there on set.
Yeah, there is one train cart that's on those tracks, though, that I think teams are going to be contesting for pretty soon. So we'll have to see who moves in there, who takes that advantage. But the teams who are in Fragment East, they have to move. The teams who are south, they have to move as well. There's going to be a lot of teams full on this next rotation. Flying Camels inside of Fragment East at the moment, in what is affectionately known as the streamer building, because if you're playing Apex Legends and you're entertaining the people, you want to drop here, because that's where half of the lobby tends to drop when you're playing pubs. Drone going to be coming in though, as well as that defensive bombardment, which is going to force them to just chill for a little bit. They're going to be safer now as well. But here comes the push. The bubble goes down. Mo's going to hit some shots with that Mastiff as well. Uses the zip line just to give himself a little bit of elevation, but a couple of whiff shots are going to not do too much damage, but his teammates are there just to help him out in that situation. However, no big knocks coming in here for Flying Camels. They've managed to get a finish themselves. I believe that is Solo Q Goats they've managed to eliminate.
It's 3-1. Yeah, the scoreline just not going in favour of Solo Q Goats. They find themselves fighting the Camels again. Camels are greater than Goats, confirmed for now. Wygus also doing some damage elsewhere. They've got this ridge, they've got the high ground here. They can stop any teams that were pushing them from Geyser, and now they can look down towards Fragment. Watch those who are trying to get into this next circle, those who are currently waiting in that no-name location. But in No Name, just north of the vault, we already know there are 2 teams there that are going to be sitting pretty and comfortable. They can wait for quite some time, being a real nuisance to those trying to approach from the southern side.
So 12 squads remaining. You can see some of the squads that are available as well. Luminosity Gaming, one of those teams, and they are the team who are holding down this train cart I was talking about on these tracks. So they're in a great position. Plus, of course, they have the caustic,
Good this way.
which makes pushing them pretty much impossible unless a team has the caustic themselves. Get some grenades in there, maybe a couple of thermites to flush them out, but LG sitting pretty at this point with around 1:30 until we see that zone close.
You can see the next circle as well is going to be good for LG. They haven't picked up many kill points so far in this tournament, only 9 at the moment. And when you look at New Esports, who are leading the way, they picked up 19 kills. So Luminosity Gaming, of course, had good games. They've been getting to the late game, but KP not necessarily there because they are just setting up for that last circle, waiting for teams to kind of approach them, playing a more defensive style. And whilst victory is everything when it comes to match point and just getting to that threshold and winning, we did see yesterday how kill points and how points in general can affect the overall standings and of course affect the prize money.
Closed door here.
If you are just playing slow, not picking up many points, get to that match point threshold but don't find the victory, you could find yourself down in 7th, 8th, 9th after a team eventually does get the win, and that's not going to be as much prize money that you were looking for.
We'll third him back to having a pretty good game here. You can see kill leader in the hands of Ziki as well. He's got 3 to his name. Cites De France just rotating around the edge of fragment as well. Very, very close to where we just saw third impact a few moments ago. They're playing under the bridge here, scouting the hands of Lerivenu as well. Just trying to do some poke damage and make that rotation even more difficult for the teams who will eventually have to make it. LG, of course, who were in that truck that you just saw a little gaze at for a few seconds. Shots from the scout are going to be doing a little bit of damage on that team, trying to force their way across as well. And it looks like they've got their heads on a swivel at the moment. It's underrated. Now make their move in. Caustic Ult will go down, but damage being done here onto Winnie. Winnie will go down as well. So now in a 2v3 situation, and all of a sudden Horizon's going to have to hit some massive shots.
Yeah, Winnie put the ultimate down, but he couldn't get away. Daiso now is going to fall as well. It would look like, no, maybe he can get the battery off. Needs to be careful of any caustic gas that's surrounding. Thankfully, it's his teammates. It looks like the res is going to come through, and Underrated going to live to fight for another day as Weiger's also pressuring teams elsewhere as the circle closes. Everyone just trying to move their way in and get closer towards the center of this zone, but a lot of teams playing edge at the moment because of the amount of open space there is. And if you don't have your Gibby bubble, you are going to be vulnerable to these bombardments.
Weiger's then moving from the choke. The southern side, excuse me, of where that circle's just closed. They found themselves in a pretty decent position as they were coming under a little bit of fire. And another team who's coming under a little bit of fire is, of course, the winner of our game number 2, and that's New Esports, but they win the fight. That is huge coming in from Tycoon. The massive shots hitting hard. But the third party now coming in. Can they get back up to a full complement? Cites De France also involved in a fight as well. LG, they're fighting as well with Gambit Esports. All of a sudden, the lobby has come to life. 10 squads now remaining.
I think that's New Esports and Cites De France both picking up about 4 or 5 points at the moment, depending on KP. So they are within a slither of getting to that match point threshold. They just need to break into that top 5 or pick up some more KP. But New Esports are under this pressure. Are they going to be kicking themselves and not being able to break a little bit further into these placements to get to that threshold? Or are they going to be able to recover here, desperately hiding away in a toilet like something off Jurassic Park?
Get up to full heals. Don't think they're going to be able to get up to a full complement, excuse me, of players, as the Caustic will be taken down. What a shot that is, as Tycoon slides and flies through the air. Big shot again from Kishira, and even though it's a 2v3 situation, New Esports are turning this one around, and they've done some huge damage onto the team trying to push.
Well, they've got 3 KP at the very least as they push out now, and that's some amazing damage with the Volt as well. This 2 versus 1 was just incredible. The pinch was perfect. Unfortunately overwhelmed by New Esports, and that takes them up to, what, 6 points now. They are 1 point away from match point threshold.
Luminosity still in this position though, still overlooking all of the carnage that's going down here in our game number 4. 9 squads remaining. As you can see, Dazzo in the kill feed again, picking up a few kills with that Mastiff. As Leripenu moves on the edge of zone. LG kind of caught. This is the only problem for them now. Can they traverse across that open ground, or is everyone have to fight first? North, one of those teams who are forced to fight. Tashin will fall. RPR will go into the void, but he's got no shields to work with, and he's in a real sticky situation.
Hides behind the shield of his teammate and is going to try and portal away, or at least do something with the portal. Just use it for movement at this point. Can he get an armor swap? He can get an armor swap, but I think it's not going to be enough to be able to challenge. He just has to try and escape at this point. See if he can find a rat spot, which he does. And we're down to 5 squads here, Mark.
Luminos surveying the area, watching everything go down. And just waiting to see if more teams are going to fall before they can make their move. Cites De France. They're set on top of the skyscraper at the moment. The ultimate high ground in their hands, but they will have to move as well. Team portaling underneath right now. The bridge where the zone will be finishing. Cites De France still involved as well. 4 squads now remaining. As the shots are ringing out. And in before, there's teams who are close to that match point still involved here, Dan.
Thought you were going to start singing a little song, but Cites De France picking up 5 points already by being in the top 4. I already saw 2 kills in the kill feed for them. They're going to be on 49, potentially already 50, depending on which other teammates have been able to get kills. So, New Esports, they were very close. Cites De France were very close to match point. We could have 2 teams, maybe even 3 on match point going into the next game, but for now, it's going to be about who can actually pick up the victory here, as the circle is going to be closing. And it's going to be very difficult to try and break through to this scenario where the bridge is going to only be showing so much cover for certain teams. Amazing damage with the Vault from Cites De France.
And it's LG who are forced out of that carriage they've been sitting in for so long. RPR goes down as well, so a great job from him to force himself into that top 5. And now Cites De France holding this high ground. LG will be eliminated as Sanya goes down as well. So the high ground versus the low ground. Great shot coming in from Cyclot as well. A little poke there with the Mastiff. Double Mastiff here in the hands. Perfect for those short-range battles.
Double Mastiff saying, come at me, bro. He'll take any fight. Cites De France, they have the high ground. They have the advantage. And they should have the game at this point. But it's Magicians that are underneath them. What can they do? What cards can they pull out from under their sleeves?
They just stuck the drone. They stuck the drone and tried to fly up and do damage. But that just gave the indication for the push to... But those R9 shots were absolutely incredible on Cites De France. Somehow still managed to turn things around. That was back and forth like a seesaw.